Hello everybody and welcome to another battle in the DGBA with Coach O. So we're facing off against the London Arcesnal this week. And as you can see, we've got our lineups on screen. I will just run down the other picks on their team that could have come. Jirachi, Megalopony, Zapdos, Mamoswine, Tapu Lele, Telepathy, not Psychic Surge, Arcanine, Dhelmise, Greninja, Tornadus Eye, Druddigon, and Drapion. So, as you can see, he brings Druddigon, which immediately, that's the first mon I see, and I'm immediately scared, because I really hate playing Druddigon. It's one of those mons that I just... and I didn't pack enough on. In my mind, I had some stuff to deal with it, so I was a little scared. It's just one of those mons that I really hate playing against, because it can do some things, and it's really underrated as well. Jirachi, which of course, oh no. Mamoswine is always a problem. Arcanine is a thing I have to be aware of. Zapdos and Megalopony, so this is obviously a very scary team. And hopefully we've got the team to put in work against it. Let's go over a team builder right now. We have Trick Room Teeny with the Fire Z. We have Trick Room, U-Turn, Zen Headbutt, and V-Create. We have Pinch Berry, Sylveon, Hyper Voice, Shadow Ball, Heal Bell, and Baton Pass. We have U-Turn, Poison Jab, Pursuit, Fell Stinger, Mega Beedrill. We have Sword Stance, Baton Pass, Defog, Roost, Scizor, which has Spadef investment and also a good amount of defense, of course. We have a completely defensive Rocky Helmet, Rotom Wash, Volt Switch, Shadow Ball, Toxic, and Pain Split. And we have Choice Banded Donphan with 252 defense, 252 plus attack, Earthquake, Knockoff, Head Smash, and Play Rough. So, now you've seen the team, I know there's some weird things like no attack Scizor. Banded Donphan's back. Hopefully putting in a little more work this time than missing on Head Smash on Celesteela. We have Rotom Wash making an appearance, and we have another Mega Beedrill in a Trick Room team, but it's not as leaning on Trick Room as the time before. So let's check out what happened in the battle here. Immediately, I realized that I was thinking OU, custom game, so I realized Mega Beedrill is already Mega. I should probably lead with that, just as, to be fair, as well as it probably being my best lead in general. So as you see, it comes out against Mamoswine, and I kind of have to figure out, is this Scarfed? Can I scout for Scarf? Is this going to rock? What's this going to do? I almost go out in a Rotom Wash here, thinking I can take pretty well anything defensive side, and I decide Scizor can as well as putting maybe a little offensive pressure, or fading offensive pressure, of course, as I have no attacks, that I should be able to Sword Stance up and pass into Donphan. So I go out into Scizor. He clicks Freeze Dry, so thank goodness I didn't go into Rotom Wash. That would not have been good. And then he's going to switch out. I'm going to try to Sword Stance up. Comes into Arcanine. I find out it's Intimidate. So that's obviously good to know that it's not Flash Fire for Victini. I get Sword Stance up, but I can't really stay in here. He does predict that switch and goes out. So I probably should have Baton Passed into Donphan. But I go out into Rotom Wash to take the stuff from Arcanine. I was a little concerned. When it came, I was thinking, when I was switching this in on Arcanine, I was thinking if this is Power Herb Solar Beam, which it turns out it was, I was a little scared to switch it in, but I didn't think he would make that read right off the bat. So thank goodness he didn't, because that would have been just awful. I get into Toxic on Druddigon. Toxicking this thing down is one of the ways I can deal with it. I did miss the fact that it was Mold Breaker. I wasn't paying close enough attention. I think I was doing a calc when it came in, so I missed that it was Mold Breaker, which is unfortunate because this is now the second time that I'll let an Earthquake from a Mold Breaker mon go off on Rotom Wash, which is a pain in the butt. This Druddigon was brought to deal with Rotom Wash, which is a problem because that's kind of what I wanted to deal. So I go into Scizor just knowing I can take an Earthquake fairly well. He goes Glug Shot, predicting Sylveon, so thank goodness for that. Then I found out he also has Fire Punch, so he's got stuff for pretty well everyone on my team. I tried to just Baton Pass out. I wanted to get Donphan in safely with a slow Baton Pass, so I could click Head Smash because he didn't really have a switch in. He's not going to switch Jirachi in on Donphan. It's just, you don't do that. Mammal Swine switching in gets hit really darn hard. So does Arcanine. So does Zapdos. Druddigon would probably just die anyways, and Lopunny's not switching in on very much. Head Smash goes off. We get 95%, which is about normal. It takes so much recoil, which is unfortunate, but that is what it is. I have to sack off Scizor here. I thought about predicting Ice Shard because it would have killed and going in Victini. Thank goodness I did not. Go into Beedrill, hoping this wasn't Scarf. I didn't think it was at this point. To get that Fell Stinger, he gets a lot of damage with Ice Shard, which is a problem. Brings in Zapdos. I know with now the Fell Stinger boost, I can OHKO this Zapdos, even though it is so bulky with Poison Jab. So I'm thinking, great, he probably doesn't realize I can actually kill this. Even if it's max defensive. But then I find out somebody finally brought a Scarfer that's super effective against Beedrill. Physical Scarf Zapdos. It was a very good bring. It did very well. I know I can take something with Donphan. This was really a 50-50 for me whether I click Knockoff or Head Smash. He knows Head Smash is going to kill it. In hindsight, I probably should have gone for it anyways, just because even though I could take a Drill Peck, I couldn't take two. And Head Smash having the chance to miss makes it more likely that he's going to stay in and just kind of go, well, maybe he'll miss. And then take his free switch from there. So I click Knockoff. So I do lose this 1v1. I have to just sack this. I do confirm it's Scarfed, which I knew. Do have to sack this off. It's paralyzed. It's not worth saving. Drill Peck's going to do a good chip to anything else. I go into Rotom. If he goes again, the Rocky Helmet's going to put it in range of a Volt Switch. If not, well, I just get the Volt Switch out. Boom. I even get the crit. That still does nothing because Druddigon's so bulky. I go into Victini. I don't really have a good explanation of my plays here. Why even when... So, when I Volt Switch out on Druddigon, I thought, okay. Do I have an out? We know this has Gunk Shot. We know it has Earthquake. And Rotom is already out. So we have to go Sylveon or Victini. Sylveon dies to a Gunk Shot every time, but I could play the Mischance. That's really my out here, because I mean, I'm down 5-3. I have to play an out here. This is Trick Room Teeny. And if I get Trick Room up, I've got a chance. And I can't survive an Earthquake. However, what I overlooked is Druddigon's slow. I don't know why I have no idea why. I didn't think about the fact that Druddigon is going to underspeed Victini in Trick Room. Well, sorry, outspeed Victini in Trick Room. I don't know why I don't know why I did that. But I went for Trick Room, knowing I could get it up on the Earthquake, and thinking that was my out against everything else. I knew it's Intimidate Arcanine. I've got Z-Move. I can take one thing out that's really bulky. I've got V-Create, which is going to drop. I'm not too worried about extreme speed, but I can't take the drop, so that was a real question here. When I Trick Room, do I then V-Create, or do I have to Z-Move to not take the drops? Extreme speed on Arcanine was definitely a possibility, even though I thought it could be special. I don't want to play that game too well. But I knew at this point, like, all three of these are slow. I can't revenge anything. Druddigon threatens everything. I had to go for Trick Room. But then I should have probably... Yeah, we'll let that play. Earthquake. I do put Trick Room up. No problem. Here's where I gotta think a little bit. I just left this in to die. Should have switched into Sylveon. He's not going to Gunk Shot here in this situation. I should have switched into Sylveon. The irony is that he didn't realize Trick Room was negative priority, so he thought that I outsped. And just left this thing in to die. So I should have gone out into Sylveon. Which I then did outslow with Sylveon because he was not min speed. Could have killed this. Maneuvered into maybe Rotom, maybe Victini, depending what he brings in. Probably go Jirachi after, which then, with Sylveon, so then I'd want a Baton Pass, which would be a fast Baton Pass, but into, probably, Rotom had Shadow Ball, but maybe Rotom get off a Pain Split, and then I'd probably have to play these games again and hope to get Trick Room up again with Victini. That might have been my out. However, I just stay in and click Z-Move and die. Yeah. And at that point, this is game. Like, it's, yeah. He'll let me kill off Drudigan, my Shadow Ball, in case he wanted to switch in Jirachi. He'll go into this and just play the games. I should have played the switching games, but it's fine. I baton passed into Rotom in case he went into Lopunny or just to get little Iron Head Rocky Helmet. I was hoping to get a Pain Split up here, but he reveals that he has Never-Ending Nightmare that will kill the Rotom. There's nothing Sylveon can do. He can just play the Shadow Ball Hyper Voice games because that's all I have offensively. And an Iron Head flinch from Rachi, which that's fine. That's just gonna end the game because, yeah, I wasn't gonna kill anyways. There was no way out at that point. Yeah, I don't think this match had that much hacks. Opponent apologized for it. I just made some mistakes here, but made the wrong call with Donphan on Zapdos. I left a Rotom in to take a Mold Breaker Earthquake. Yeah, if anything, I should have Pain Splitted there. I didn't scout for the Scarf Zapdos. I thought I was out of the woods when it wasn't Mamoswine. I should have been scouting that for about 3 different mons, but let Beedrill get revenged. I could have gone into something else on Mamo. Yeah, there was nothing good that really happened there. And then obviously I thought that Min-Speed Victini could underspeed Drudigan. It can't. He would have had to run like 212 or something to even outspeed that, which that's not something he was going to do. Don't know what else to say. This is our week 4 of the DGBA, even though we have played week 5. Check that out if you haven't already. We moved to 2 and 3. We are dropping. We are definitely going to have to make some moves to get back into the playoff hunt in this league. League has slowed down a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't die. I'm really hoping it doesn't. If it does, I'll leave you a little message here. We have made some transactions. Stay tuned for those transaction videos. I will post it after, before the week that they are live. I have made that video already. Made a triple move. So stay tuned for that on the channel. For those who do not already know, hope you enjoyed this video, everyone. Hope you have a great day, because Coach Oak says so. See you next time, everybody.